Hey, Pat McCardle here with another episode of Shop Talk. Today we're here with the Pro XP. We're going to dive into some of the areas that are stronger on this machine to help keep you riding on the trail longer. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about here is wheels and tires on the Pro XP. So this rig's running 30-inch Maxxis Carnivore tires. So we upgraded an inch, but we kept the 14-inch rims on this rig because we wanted to maintain a nice sidewall profile here so you didn't have to worry about getting pinch flats as bad. One thing to be aware of is that we've got the same size tire front and rear. So these are both 30 by 10 R14s, but the rim dimensions are a little bit different front and rear so that we can maximize the track width on the vehicle. So overall tread design on the Carnivore has got a pretty decent tread to void ratio. So it's going to be good on some of your looser terrains, great on hard pack. So think of things like wooded trails and desert. All right, so going in from the wheel, what's the next thing that got upgraded when it comes to strength? Well, the half shafts, of course. So if you look right back here, we've got a stronger bar, we've got stronger joints, and this bar can actually withstand more twists. So if you do accidentally, come down a little heavy on the throttle, that shaft will actually twist up and release before it's going to snap. So you get a better durability out of those and less likelihood of damaging the shafts. As we go in from there, next thing we get into is the transmission. So this silver case that's back in here. We actually did quite a few upgrades on the transmission. We've got better bearings. We actually went to wider gears on the trans so it can handle more power. And we got a fully gear-driven reverse. So unlike some of our other models, you don't have to worry about a chain even when you're backing up out of a tight spot. Moving up to the front of the vehicle, if you look down here, we've got a stronger prop shaft going toward the front. This two-seater's actually got a one piece, so you don't have to worry about a slip joint in the middle. And then all the way up front here, we actually have a super beefy front drive. This has actually got rubber isolated mounts on it. It's got bigger ring and pinion sets. So overall, we strengthened the front drive up quite a bit compared to the XP Turbo. And these rubber isolated mounts that you can kind of see a little bit on the front at the top of the gear case where it's hanging down are going to take a lot of that vibration out of the chassis that you might have heard, especially on four-seaters on some of the older models. Why do you care about all this? You got a strong driveline that's going to keep running. It's not going to be noisy. You're not going to hear it. And it's just going to work. All right, so next thing we want to talk up on the front end here is these tie rods. You can see how beefy this steering system got strengthened up on the Pro XP compared to some of the previous models. And as we go back up the steering system, we've got a nice 1.5 turn rack to keep your hands on the wheel. But the other cool thing on the Pro XP, you guys can look way under here, is actually where we've got the power steering unit hiding. But we've got a 70 Newton meter assist. So we actually bumped that level up of assist at the peak from 52 up to 70 Newton meters. Beautiful part of that is you get nice light steering effort when you're going slow, so think about technical riding. And as the unit speeds up, when you don't need as much assist, we're actually going to take that back and drop it down a bit, so you get a great planted front end feel, so you know what that front end is doing through the steering wheel. So all this leads to strength, durability, keeping you on the trail, and keeping you less fatigued as the day goes on. All right, next thing I'm going to do for you guys is pop the seat out, so you can see what we got going on with the battery here. So the Pro XP actually feels it, has a nice sealed battery right underneath the seat laying on its side that you can see right here. And there's room for a second one in case you want to upgrade and drop a second battery in for, listening to tunes while you're parked, at the campsite or whatever. As we come up, we got a couple sealed switches up here that are built in for headlights and drive. So we got this awesome shrouded key switch that's fully sealed with 4 positions. So you got that nice accessory position so you can listen to tunes when you stop on the trail without having everything powered on. So you don't have to worry about draining your battery as fast. We've also got a ton of positions here that you can add accessory sealed switches right here in the center console for powering up, your lit whips, light bars, whatever else you want to add on. The other cool thing when we talk about accessorization here is that if you pop out the top here, you can actually see that we've got a 6-position pulse bar right down there. So it makes it really easy to add up wired accessories. So we've got ground switch power and constant power in each one of those 6 ports. And to be able to, power all those accessories, if we come up to the front, cool thing that you're going to be able to see, might be a little hard to see on the video here, but if I pop out the grill, there's actually 2 voltage regulators mounted up here underneath the grill, up in front of the radiator. And the cool thing about this 900-watt charging system is that it's actually like having 2 450-watt systems in parallel. So if you ever were to have any issues with your charging system, whether it be a regulator or half the stator, you still have a 450-watt system that can provide power to the vehicle to keep you running throughout the day. So it's basically like having 2 redundant systems in one, and you get more output when they're both up and running like they normally would be. All right, so another thing we got up here in the front is a spot where you can mount a winch, right up here under the bumper. Makes it nice and easy so you can wire it up to that pulse bar so you don't have to drag those cables all the way back to the battery. Makes a simple setup so it's quick and easy to put in. As we go back on the vehicle here, we already talked about some of the things that are pre-done. We've also got the rear camera, and the rear speakers are actually pre-wired on this as well. So we get this question a lot. What the heck are these connectors hanging out behind my seats? Well, these are for the rear speakers. Makes it really easy. Pop the ceiling plug off, throw that in the trash, plug this into your rear speaker, and away you go. You got rear audio set up and ready to go. So hey, that's it for this episode of Shop Talk. Make sure you hit that like button, click to subscribe, drop us a couple comments on what you want to see next, and we'll come back with more.